Scorpio, hi. Welcome to the 2024 readings. So the way this is going to go, we're going to look into each month, and the spread I came up with was, well, it's going to look something like the energy you're in for the whole month, what you're dealing with, how you're dealing with it, and then we'll look into the advice, which the advice can be just a continuation of the other energies, and then it'll kind of come off of that. There's going to be an angle from above where you can see it either here or here. I haven't decided yet, okay? So you'll see it somewhere on the screen where you can see what's going on here. And then you may have times where there's a full continuation to it, other times where it just stops for a month or two. And then I kind of take notice and I restarted, but I'm not going to redo the whole reading just because this bugger stopped. I just have to continuously look up and I'm like, I forget. Anyways, just thought I should put a little bit of that in there because I know some of you like to see the cards. And it's a pretty expanded reading. So for this one, for this type, I'm going to be editing a little more. There will be an extended to the readings, which I will be looking into the energy that's dealing with you. And a lot of the times I know we may have the tendency to watch the main video and then focus on one energy in particular in there. And then when we watch the other energy that's at the other end of this, we have the tendency to think it's the same energy. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you are dealing with a specific energy that I will be reading for you in the original, and then in the extended it might be that it's somebody else altogether that's dealing with you. So let's say in the reading it's going to show up as an energy that involves your work, right? It's not even a person, it's the energies around your work. And then in the extended, your mom or your dad or your pet might show up as the energy that ties them up to you and their perspective on things. Sometimes they match in the sense of, yes, it is the same energy in the extended. Sometimes they don't. So keep that in mind. Don't get stuck with, wait a minute. In the reading, you said this and this and this, and then in the extended, they're behaving like this. That doesn't make sense. No, because it's a different energy. So keep that in mind. Also, try your best to not make this into a little bit of a soap opera kind of a situation. You know, from month to month, for the most part, the overall energy, the bigger energy at play is kind of going to be the same, but sometimes it's going to change in the sense of from January to February to March. You could be dealing with three very different energies that may look like it's the same one. It's not. So don't try to go from episode 1, January, episode 2, February, because sometimes they won't make sense in that way. They don't tie up together in that way. And again, in January, you might be dealing with an energy of work. In February, the energy I'm reading could be that of a spouse, a sister, whatever the case, you know. And they may look very similar where you think it's a continuation, but it may not be. So try to keep it open as much as you can. Also keep in mind that energy is fluid. It can change. It can change from today to tomorrow, let alone from today to a year from now. So, just throwing that out there. So keep open when you watch these. All right, so we covered pretty much everything. I feel like... Oh, roles can be reversed. That's a general rule for the readings. To close off the reading, you will get a oracle card from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Is it Mystical Shaman? Yes, it is Mystical Shaman. Wait a minute, something about a shaman. And I know this is one of my favorite oracle decks, so yeah, it's that one. Mystical Shaman Oracle, one oracle card that is kind of like the energy for the whole year. So it's not like, oh, I have to get to December to get into those energies. No, it's energies that maybe keep in mind for the whole year. You know, try to remind yourself sometimes of the energies of this oracle card. I might introduce some bloopers at the end. For those of you that enjoy seeing, especially the animals torturing me down here when we're taking breaks, or even during the reading, sometimes I have to cut them out because it's like, okay, they're here, they're torturing, which I know you love to watch, but sometimes it's too much. It's like, okay, it's too much to leave in the reading, so I'll just take it out and I'll probably take a break and let myself be tortured. I believe that's about it. I think we're good to go, so let's go. Let's do January. Let's see how you're starting off the year, Scorpio. Bam, 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 bam. All right, so where you're at energetically for January, the Four of Cups. You're a little bit upset. Something is upsetting you here. What you're dealing with, the Judgment card, maybe a decision is bound to be made here about something. How you're dealing with it, the World card, closing off a cycle. Maybe that's why you're upset. Maybe you don't like that. And for the advice, you get the Ten of Wands. So there's definitely a sense of heaviness throughout the month. I'm just not feeling good about something here. And it has to do with this closing of a particular cycle. Let's clarify. Let me clarify the Four of Cups. The Knight of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles. All right, you're showing me a commitment here. You're showing me the love that you have for this situation and the hope of a brand new beginning. But then you're looking at it all with the sense of I'm upset, which is telling me that things are not going in the way you hope here in this situation. Let's do the Judgment for what you're dealing with. The Hangman, the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles. There's something you need to be doing about something. There's something you need to get going on, and you're not doing it. You're not doing it. It could involve a decision that's been made, and it's like, okay, this is what I gotta do. And you got all the tools to do it. You got the determination. You got everything it takes to do this, but you're not doing it. What are you chewing on? Oh, I think that's a bone. And if that's a bone, then you can chew on it. That's what my foot felt, a bone. So, fingers crossed. The World card, you get the Wheel of Fortune, the Page of Swords, the Two of Cups. For how you're dealing with the situation. Nah, you're doing the opposite here. Not necessarily the opposite, but it's like you're showing me the King and you're acting with the Page. So it's like, let's say, okay, something's going on within this commitment. And let's say the way you view it and the way you hope for things to go here is, you know, from that positive perspective, from I want to make things work. Let's say that's your decision. That's what you decided on here. You're not doing anything about that. If that's the case, if you decided, I'm going to give this a shot, I want to make this work, you're not doing anything about it. If you were to do the slightest little thing, it would be very minimal, very little, like almost nothing. You are starting at some point to pick it up, to do something about something, but it's very, very little. You know, kind of like, okay, well, if I want this, I need to get going, and you are, but not a lot is happening. Let's do the Ten of Wands. The Five of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, the Justice card, and you're very, very fearful. Blue. I'm assuming that's why there's not a lot of action, because there's a lot of fear involved that maybe you'll mess it up. If you do something, maybe it's going to be worse than it is now. So what are you going to do then? So that's the fear kind of taking over. It's not looking like a lot is happening throughout this month because fear almost has you paralyzed. So what I would suggest to do for this month is to look into that fear. Nothing's going to happen anyway. Nothing's moving. Nothing's, you know. So you might as well start in that direction, you know, identifying that fear, and then just like any other fear, go through it, see what happens, see what's at the other end of it. So that's it for January. Let's go to February. Okay, so where you're at energetically, the Knight of Pentacles, you're deciding to take it slow, take it easy, you know, one day at a time kind of a thing, not rush into things, just kind of take everything as it comes. What you're dealing with, the Six of Pentacles, this is an equal give and take kind of an energy. How you're dealing with it, the Seven of Cups, I feel like it's bringing up some sort of creativity within you, you know, surrounding yourself with this kind of an energy, or dealing directly with this kind of an energy. It kind of gives you a boost, almost. It's coming through as inspirational somehow. I don't know why it's coming through like that, but it's coming through like that. And the advice, the Nine of Cups, that's emotional balance. That's happiness that you feel within yourself because of something you're doing for yourself. So it's definitely a way better month, and I feel like you're starting to focus on things that work out for you, you know, slowly but surely, kind of engaging into relationships, things, situations that are good for you this month. So it definitely balances you out. Let's clarify. Let me clarify the Knight of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the Lovers, the Eight of Cups. You're still kind of in that place of wanting to take action in a particular direction that's very significant for you, but at the same time, I feel like you're also a little bit disconnected from that, in the sense of you're pushing it on the back burner there. You're like, yeah, let's see, you know? I'm not going to rush into anything. I'm not going to do anything right now, even though I really feel like I should, but I'm not going to. Let's do the Six of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Wands. Slowly but surely, you're starting to realize through this, because what you're doing is slowing way down. And when you slow way down, you're not caught in those energies of, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, oh my god, I'm freaking out, I don't know what to do. None of that anymore. You're kind of like, okay, let's breathe. Let's go with the flow. Let's see what happens. I don't have to do anything right now. I'll come up with a plan if I gain any sense of clarity from that chaos that I just came from. So you're definitely starting to realize what's working for you and what's not. And pointed to that connection in particular, because it's very important to you by the looks of it, you're realizing that in time, as you go through this energy of slowing down, you're realizing that that's not necessarily an energy of equal give and take there, you know? And I feel like you're realizing that by, again, surrounding yourself with that kind of an energy. So maybe you're spending time with friends, family, even people you don't know, but you feel that flow of, you know, it's there, it's happening. There's an exchange, an equal exchange between me and whoever or whatever. So this would be a aha moments kind of month by the looks of it, as you're slowing down. Things are settling down, things are falling into place, and you're able to have more clarity over those things. Let's do the Seven of Cups, the Five of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups. There's going to be a pouring of energy here for you, in the sense of, as you go through this expansion of aha moments, basically, things from the past may come to your attention, you know, things that are not necessarily the greatest, but I kind of get the sense that you're starting to approach those things. You're not running away from them. You're like, okay, let's see. Why is this showing up for me? All right, let's sit with it for a minute. So this slowing down part might actually be quite beneficial for you, where you're opening up to things a little more, you know, and you're gaining clarity. a little more than actually getting yourself in all of that commotion of having to do something but not knowing how, why, when, you know. For the Nine of Cups, you get the Eight of Pentacles, the Devil, the Knight of Swords. You're also, there's a little bit of an avoidance here from all of this, because as these things are coming up for you, it feels at some point that it feels like a flood, like you're being flooded, like, oh my God, it's a little too much. And that's your cue to get the hell out of Dodge. It's like, okay, let me try to avoid it now. So you may have the tendency to start focusing on work, saying that, oh my God, this makes me feel so good, it's not even funny. And no, it's not, because it doesn't. That's your way of running away from all of this that's coming down through the slowing down process. So pay attention to that. Don't run. I know it might get overwhelming at some point, but you're doing good. And don't go in the direction of work makes me so happy it's not even funny. Because that could be the case. I'm not saying that's impossible, you know, for someone to actually love their work. I love my work. But not in this case, because you're showing me the devil. So I'm not going to believe you that your work is the best thing in the world ever. When I look back at what you're dealing with, I'm like, no. You're just trying to escape something here. Because it feels good in the beginning as it comes through this little flood. And then it gets out of hand. And it's like, okay, this is a little too much. So let me try to escape it. And focus completely on something else. So keep that in mind. Don't do that. But that's it. Let's go to March. All right, let's see here. For where you're at energetically for months, I hope. For March, you get the Nine of Cups, which again comes through as a emotionally balanced little. We'll see when we clarify. I'm not getting that as fully emotionally balanced. I see it as I'm okay. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. But what you're dealing with is the Two of Swords, something quite complicated by the looks of it. Complicated by the mind more than anything. So something that became complicated that wasn't complicated, but somebody made it complicated. How you're dealing with it, the Three of Pentacles, you're showing me the notion of a partnership, maybe a friendship you're dealing with, or maybe something tied up to work. And for the advice, the King of Pentacles. Yeah, this leans a lot towards work, you know, a work situation here. So, let's see. Let's clarify. Let me clarify the Nine of Cups. Yeah. The Seven of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups. Didn't we leave off there with I love my work? Oh, I so love my work. And great that you do. I still feel like you're avoiding something here. I wish that everybody would love what they do and their work. I've been in the place where I've experienced both. I hated my job and I loved my job. You know what I mean? So I know that feeling, but while you're saying that, you're stepping away from your emotional fulfillment, emotional happiness, something that comes through as, man, I feel happy. I feel happy being here. I feel happy doing this. You know? So on one hand, you're trying to convince me that you're happy with whatever it is you're focusing on, because you're trying to shift your focus, maybe towards work. But it's a little bit forced when you throw yourself in there saying, open arms, I love you, and I'm not seeing that in the cards. I'm seeing it because you're telling it to me, but I'm not feeling it, that you're feeling it. You know what I mean? So that's what happens when people are trying to shift their focus towards their work or whatever they're working on. But why I'm feeling it forced is because you're throwing in this whole I love it. And I'm like, I don't see it, though. I see it because you're drawing it for me, but I'm not seeing it. So again, I'm going to take this as an avoidance of something. I wish this would be true, that you did love your job and that's why you're shifting your focus towards it. But I can't help but notice that this coincidentally happened, where you woke up one day and said, I love my job, right after you've been flooded with all sorts of things that maybe you have to deal with. So again, I don't believe in coincidences. I'm not gonna let that one slide. So I'll let you tell me how much you love what you're doing here and how you want to focus on this because you love it, but I will not be convinced. Two of Swords, what you're dealing with, the Seven of Wands, the Judgment card, the High Priestess. Remember that decision you needed to make in January? That's what you're avoiding, dealing with that, whatever that is. Because it confuses the hell out of you. You're at that point where you don't understand shit anymore about what's going on there, whatever that situation was. And by the way, the decision has already been made. Your intuition is right here talking to me, telling me, yeah, they know what to do. They know what to do about it. But they choose to complicate it and not do anything about it and just kind of let time slide. But you love your job. Okay. Let's do the Three of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, the Chariot. Should I proceed or just kind of put it out there as it shows up? Just lay it flat and end the reading complete. No. Energetically speaking, things are arranging themselves in the place that they should be. Physically speaking, you're making it a little difficult because you're not aligning with these energies. You don't want to. You choose not to. Because you know what the energies are. You know that within this partnership, there's been a sense of separation at some point established. And energetically speaking, it's looking like it's going deeper and deeper and deeper into that sense of separation, into that sense of you gaining your independence and taking it from there. You're behind the energies because you choose to. You're busy with showing me how much you love your work or whatever you're doing. So it's starting to become a little complicated for you in the physical, in the sense of feeling it quite intense and quite complicated. If I were to ask you the status of this at this point, you would tell me from the energies you're experiencing here, it's complicated. If I were to ask your higher self, what's the situation, they would be like, this is like that, this is like that, this is like that. It's pretty clear. So, okay, let's do the King of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles, the Empress, the Knight of Pentacles. I see your plan here. Interesting plan you've got going on. Look, I love my job and I have to love my job because I'm gonna, not your job, something tied up to the material, to something that builds you up for yourself in the material, right? I'm just gonna say your job because it's an easy word to throw in there, but you could be working on something, you could be very passionate about something and putting something together, creating your own business or whatever, which ultimately it's still going to be your job. But let's say I love my job because, so here's your plan here. I plan to grow in it to such extent that I can bring all of that to whoever this is and then things will work out. Great plan. That's why you keep on shifting towards your job and you love your job. You don't love your job, you love the end result that you have planned for your job, which comes back to this. So this would be the solution to the complication that you find yourself in. Great plan. I don't know if it's going to work out, if it's going to take you to whoever this is. But if that's your motivation, then so be it. Because eventually you'll still grow in this department, you know? So you still have something to gain, even if it's not necessarily the person from this other side of the complication. But that's it. All right, let's see what April has to say for you. Too many. Ooh, April is tough. Where you're at energetically for the month of April, 5 of Wands, that's conflict right there. It could be inner conflict, it could be conflict with others. We'll see when we clarify. What you're dealing with, the 9 of Swords, lots of stress. How you're dealing with it, the Ace of Swords. You're creating the stress. You're participating in this. It's almost like, man, and I keep hearing it, and I'm like, how do I put it so that Scorpio doesn't get, but you will. Anyways, it's like you're starting it. You created this. You know, I don't know what the hell this is, and it could be that roles are reversed too. Let's keep that in mind, but we'll see more when we clarify. Let's just put it that way. And the advice, Hangman, just stand still. Don't do anything anymore. Don't give energy to this anymore. Just chill. You know? Let's see. Let's do the 5 of Wands. Oh no. The 5 of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords. You are starting it. You are initiating something, and it's from some sort of unhealed wound you're carrying. So let's say you have this friendship with someone. Let's go in the direction of friendship. And it's a pretty tight friendship, but something happened there. Somebody did it. They did something. They messed up. Big time. And, you know, what's done is done. It's in the past. You can't change it. They can't change it. And you kind of take it with, okay, you know, we'll get over it. We'll be fine. We'll get through it. We'll see. And then you're not over it at all, but at all. And you're going in the direction of whoever that is from that energy of not being over it. So anything you open up towards them from that is just unhealed pain, energy, whatever you want to call it. So it's not pretty. It's not going to look pretty. It's almost like poking them from your own sense of pain. So it might create a little more conflict than needed here. If that's you, again, keep in mind, roles can be reversed. Let's do the 9 of Swords. The Knight of Wands, the 10 of Cups, the 4 of Cups. And whoever's doing this is not understanding, why is this happening? My intention is for things to work out. I get your intention, but what's the source that you're coming from? Your intention is one thing, where you're coming from with that intention is another. You're coming from an unhealed place. You're coming from, you hurt me the other day, you motherfucker piece of, you know? That doesn't matter. At this point, the intention doesn't really matter. No, too much going on here for you to just lay down in that direction. So lay down in this one. Huh? Okay. There's too much stuff going on over there that I have for these readings have been a lot. No, you're not gonna sleep here. I have to work. This is the reading. Okay. Apparently you are. You wanna come in Mama's lap? Huh? Come on. I got you. I got you. Here you go. There. So yeah. It's a treat when I get you. So loving. Huh. Let me see what he wants to do first, and then we'll resume. Because he sometimes comes and then needs and then goes and then jumps back up and then... Okay. Let's do the Ace of Swords. For the Ace of Swords, for how you're dealing with it, you get the Justice card, the Two of Wands, the World card. It's one of those things of, let's say, I'll give you another example. Let's say you're in the midst of, and we're talking about a romantic situation right now, and you just had that fight that you think, I just lost this, or this is a goner, or, you know. And instead of kind of giving the situation some time to settle, you just have to say that one last thing. I gotta, you know, like, just this one thing. Just this one last thing, which is the 10th last thing you said, but just this one time. Thinking subconsciously that that'll fix things. And ultimately it makes things worse. You know, because the situation didn't have time to settle within them and within you. So you're still coming from pretty ramped up energies there, amped up energies of like, what just happened? I just lost this, and all of that fear is building up, and all of everything is building up in there. Not in a great way. So instead of letting things chill, you keep on adding to that fire, you know? Not intentionally, because again, your intention is not to do that, to feed the fire. Your intention is to put the fire out, you know, for things to work out. It's just too soon. It's just, you gotta let for things to settle. That's why you got the Hangman as your advice. Like, chill. Just be with what is for a minute. Oh man, but it's hard apparently. For the Hangman, in the advice you get the 10 of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the Judgment card. Yeah, it's super difficult. It's like, what do you mean? Just put all my trust in the universe? No, I gotta do something about it. Yeah. And I know I've been in the exact same position. I'm sure most people have, where it's like, no, I gotta, you know, no. Where you think that just by saying that one last thing is going to change anything for the better. Not for the better, usually. You know what I mean? Because you're coming from those energies of, like, I got a lot at stake here. Like, I could lose everything. That's not the best place to say that one last thing from, you know? So definitely the advice is to kind of allow for time, allow for things to settle. As hard as it is, and I can see it is, but that's it. All right, let's move on to May. The energy of where you're at for May, the Four of Pentacles, you're looking very determined to hang on to something here. I don't know what it is yet. Oh, okay. I think I know. But we'll get there. What you're dealing with, the Temperance card. Maybe realizing that you've been patient about something, or maybe you have to be patient about something. How you're dealing with it, the Three of Swords, not so well. You're not dealing with it so well, with the fact that maybe you have to be patient about something, or maybe realizing that I have been patient for like ever. The advice, the Empress. Okay, so maybe that's who you're hanging on to, because someone is showing up here. that you're very resistant in letting go of. Let's clarify. Let me clarify the Four of Pentacles. Oops. The King of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords. Yeah. Well, you're looking very determined to gain clarity this month about whatever the hell is going on here. And I don't know if you chose the best month for that, given that I see quite the energies at play, but you're looking very determined to, okay, I need to get very clear about what it is that I want and what it is that I need to do, and get very confident about doing it, you know, once and for all. Let's do the Temperance card. The Hierophant, the Ace of Pentacles, the World card. Okay. You have been very patient. Remember when I told you that there was a cycle that was supposed to close off a while ago and you kept on avoiding it, postponing it, whatever the case? I feel like it's coming back here for you to deal with one way or another. For you to address it again. Because you missed that closing when it came through. And I feel like that wasn't, I believe that happened in January for you. But I believe that wasn't the first time that the cycle came or wanted to come to a close. I feel like you keep on avoiding that. For the Three of Swords, the King of Cups, the Six of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles. There's a lot of pain in the way that doesn't allow you to gain that clarity that needs to be healed. You're very determined to gain that clarity, but there's a whole lot of pain in the way of your heart, because you need that heart of yours to come to the game too, to gain clarity over where things are, how you feel, what you want to do about it, you know, things like that. You kept on avoiding dealing with that pain because it's painful. Who the hell wants to deal with their own pain? It's painful. But you're getting very close here to starting to deal with it, because it's like, well, I can't do this anymore, you know? Kind of being up in the air about things and not knowing shit about shit, that doesn't work either. So I might as well deal with my own crap. You know what I mean? So you're getting very close to reaching that place of, okay, let's get to it. Let's do the Empress for the advice, the Seven of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, the Hangman. So again, you keep on giving me your intention, and your intention is very clear. You want for things to work out here. Your intention is not being put into practice yet. And even if it were to be put in practice, remember that whole shit show of what happened there when you put something into practice, but it was too soon. You still have things to clear out. You still have things to heal. And you still have to gain that sense of clarity over what it is you want to do here. Because even if you have this intention for things to work out, what if they don't? What if they're not in the same boat? What are you going to do? I don't care. I have the intention for the both of us. No, it doesn't work that way. So, yeah, it's a good path of trying to gain clarity over things. Start to work through this pain that's shown up here attached to the situation. And, you know, with the Knight of Pentacles, I kind of see you getting there slowly but surely. You'll definitely get into that place of knowing exactly what to do about the situation. And I get that the intention is strong when it comes to whoever this is for things to work out. But you got to remember that, you know, this is a game where there's two players, not only one. So no, your intention is not going to be enough for the both of you. They have to have one of their own. So figure it out for you first, and then look clearly at them and figure out where their intention is at. That's it. Let's go to June. looking at your Scorpio girl. She's outside the door. I don't know what is her obsession with. Outside of this door, there's a little bit of what do you call those? An air vent kind of a thing. And I don't think she's looking at that air vent. There's another thing attached to the side of the door. I think she's looking at that thing. But she's looking there for hours sometimes. Like what the fuck is in there? What is in there? And I looked. I'm like, maybe there's an ant. Maybe there's this. There's that. I don't see anything. But she sees something. She's just so freaking adorable. Anyways. Let's see what you got going on for June. Where you're at energetically, the Nine of Swords. That's quite the stressful energy right there. What you're dealing with, the Lovers, a very important connection to you. How you're dealing with it, the Knight of Wands. Definitely energetically giving to this connection at this time. The advice, the Five of Pentacles. There's a lot of fear here involved. I'm not surprised you're quite stressed about things. So as you give to this connection, there's a lot of fear through that giving that's coming through. Let's do the Nine of Swords. The Ace of Swords, the Knight of Wands, the World card. Oh. Are you finally aligned with the ending of a cycle here that comes through for this connection? Because I feel like you are. That's why you're stressed out. You're starting to get closer and closer to aligning with the ending of a particular cycle for this connection. And you're just about ready to embody those energies completely of, okay, I gotta get it done. Let's do the Lovers. The Five of Swords, the Ten of Cups, the Eight of Cups. Let me do the Knight of Wands and then we'll talk about it. The Devil, the Nine of Swords, the Knight of Cups. You're still sorting things out. You're still sorting out that sense of clarity for yourself, and you're still sorting out. The problem is you're starting to go in the direction of sorting out their clarity over this, like what they want, how they're showing up for this. And you're not done with gaining your sense of clarity yet. So you kind of jump to them already. And it might become a little bit of a mess, even though you are getting very, very close to cutting off a cycle, to ending a cycle here. You're not coming at it from a very clear perspective yet. You're still trying to figure it out. And before you gained yours, you jumped into theirs. Let's see what they feel about it. Let's interpret what they would feel. Based on what are you able to determine where they're at, if you don't even know about you fully where you're at, you know? So I don't know. I wouldn't jump into figuring them out quite yet. You are here, which is complicating things the minute you start doing that. Let's do the Five of Pentacles. King of Swords, the Lovers, the King of Pentacles. Yeah. I know, you keep on, every time I look at the advice on your side, I keep on getting this. It's almost like you're trying to convince me of your intention. Look, I want for things to work out. Then we go to the next one. Look, I want for things to work out. Then we go to the next one. Look, I got it. I got it. What's funny about it, you are creative. You're giving that to me from different angles. You know, like, let's say January, you're like showing it to me from here. And then for the next month, you're moving me a little bit to the right. And you're like, from here? Same thing, right? Same thing. I want it. Yeah, okay. Now let's go here. So you're very creative with that, but it's becoming very funny. I know your intention. I knew it from the get-go. I got it the first angle you showed it to me. This is not about the intention. It is and it's not. Because again, what I'm going to remind you over and over and over and over again, whenever you take me to those angles and showing it to me in different ways, is that there's two energies here. There's yours, and then there's another one. Your intention definitely counts, but it has to be met somewhere in the middle by the other intention. And you trying to figure it out here, I mean, it's part of the process, sure, but don't focus on their intention as much right now. Just focus on gaining you a sense of clarity. You have sense of clarity in the intention. You don't have a sense of clarity in what you want to do about the situation yet. You know? Which the intention doesn't necessarily match the outcome, especially when there's two involved. So sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It depends. But I get the intention part. Stop bombarding me with that there. Focus on gaining that sense of clarity. Because there's still fear involved over this, because your intention is like this, and you're dealing with a reality that shows you quite the opposite of your intention, then of course fear is going to pop out. Like, but I want this so much, and am I at risk of losing it because the reality shows me that, So try to figure out those things. Go through your fear. Go through just accepting reality for what it is, even if it's ugly, even if it doesn't match your intention. Just accept it for what it is and take it from there, you know, in terms of, do I want this? Do I not? Do I deserve this? Do I not? Put that intention to the side, just like I put it to the side now, because you're just, but I want it. I know you want it to work out. I want it to work out too, you know, but at the same time, I want you to be good, you know, better than I want for something to work out at the detriment of someone not being good in a situation. So, anyways, that's it. All right, let's move on to July. Okay, where you're at energetically, the Magician, you're trying to manifest something here. What you're dealing with, the High Priestess, possibly trying to use your intuition as much as possible here, because how you're dealing with this is the Ace of Swords. So definitely listening to your intuition here through whatever experience you got going on. For the advice, the Ten of Pentacles, possible focus a lot on your own sense of stability and whatever's closest to home there for you. Let's clarify. Let me clarify the Magician. The Eight of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, the Six of Cups. Okay. There's a soul connection attached to you here, and I don't feel like it's romantic in the way that this shows up. It could be someone you're working with, it could be a very good friend, but there's a little bit of confusion in the way of this. So you're manifesting for a soul connection to come together, to work out, to bring great energies together for this teamwork kind of a thing. But you're quite confused about it too. Where I feel like your manifestation in regards to this comes through as a little bit confusing, like kind of like you send the manifestation to the universe and the universe is like, say what was that, you know? So there seems to be a little bit of a lack of clarity in regards to the soul connection for you. For the High Priestess, you get the Ace of Swords, the Three of Cups, the Hermit. All right. This should be the manifestation because it's coming out as being very clear. Like, your intuition is leading you in the direction of a positive outcome for the situation. So let's say if you're working with someone on a project, you want to see it go all the way through, teamwork kind of an environment, like, where it's just perfect in the way it's coming through, and it's because everybody participated the same amount to the situation. So it's the intention is really nice for this. The manifestation is lacking something though. Let's do the Ace of Swords, the Temperance card, the Sun, the Star. Whoa, this is really meaningful to you. Really meaningful to you. But it does involve time and patience here for things to get to that final destination for whatever this is. Let me do the Ten of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Pentacles, the King of Wands. Things are changing for the better here. I feel like there's a little bit of change for the better in this situation. I don't know if this is someone, it could even be a very good friend of yours. It could be more than that too. Keep that in mind. I don't know what it is. You carry an inch of unclear energy around this. So let's say 99.9% of what's going on here, you're very clear about it. You know what this represents. You know where this wants to go. You know pretty much everything about it. But there's that lack of clarity of 0.1% that kind of stands in the way of your manifestation. And I don't know where that's coming from. It's a sense of complicating things for no reason kind of a thing. That's kind of how it shows up for me. Where it's like, there's no reason for this to not work out in the way that it shows up energetically. So why complicate it? So it's a situation that overall is working out for the month by the looks of it. And it's going places. It's going in a beautiful place by the looks of it. Try not to complicate it. Just go with it. You know what I mean? The energies that are available, if you just went with them, there would be no reason to complicate them, to question anything here. You know what I mean? So, that's it. All right, well, let's see what August has to say. Where you're at energetically for August, the Eight of Pentacles, basically where I left you. Still working on something here. What you're dealing with, the Ace of Wands, possibly having to step it up a notch, but feeling like you have to. So it's not like, oh, I have to because I feel obligated. No, it comes through as a feeling of, I gotta step it up, I gotta take it further, I gotta grow in this kind of a thing. So it's coming from you. How you're dealing with it, the Four of Swords, sitting on it for a little bit, just not jumping in there and rushing into it. Even though the feeling is for going and doing, how you're dealing with it is taking that little break before you act, which is quite interesting. It comes through as feeling quite nice. For the advice, the Emperor, you're definitely stepping into your power more and more here. You're growing a lot here. So let's clarify. Let me clarify the Eight of Pentacles. Six of Wands, the Strength card, the Hangman. I love this energy because it comes through with a double-edged sword. It's coming through with doing a lot and at the same time not doing anything, which is quite interesting because that kind of gives me a sense of you are growing, you are on this kind of ongoing energy of up, 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 but you also know when to take those breaks when needed. You know what I mean? And it takes a lot to recognize that, by the way, but you're doing it. So really cool. Let me do the Ace of Wands. Nine of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Cups. Yeah. this is a time where if you were to tell me I love what I'm doing, I would believe you, because these energies are playing out just like that. So I don't know what this is about. I don't know what kind of growth this is. I see it in the physical. I see it in the material for the most part. So it could be tied up to maybe you started a project, maybe it's at your job, or maybe who the hell knows. But it's leading you more and more into the direction of stepping into your power and feeling really confident and really good about what you're building, what you're working on. So, and with the Wheel of Fortune thrown in there, it almost feels like you're on the right path here, you know, that fits you perfectly. And it does feel like you're coming through with an energy of more growth. Like, okay, I'm here and I achieved this, and it's time for the next step, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like you're very intuitive with it too. Let's do the Four of Swords, the Seven of Cups, the Page of Wands, the Five of Swords. When it comes to the idea of taking that break, I see you recognizing when it's time. The thing is, you get lost a little bit in details there. You're like, okay, how should that be? Is it a beach somewhere with a pina colada in my hand, or is it just staying home, not doing shit, or is it, should I go see my family or friends, or what should I do with that time off? You're overthinking it. That's what you're doing right here. You'll know. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. Because it almost feels like you feel excited about the smallest little things, and then you get so lost into details that time kind of passes. It's like, oh, time out. You're done. Your break is done. Back to work, you know. So it's like, don't take it as, I recognize, okay, it's time for me to disconnect a little bit, to connect to myself, and that's it, and just to be. You can do that anytime, any place, anyhow, you know. So don't overthink it there. Don't get lost in little details of how, when, how many straws in my pina colada. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's do the Emperor, the Judgment card, the Queen of Swords, the Nine of Cups. This is the place of balance, you know, where you step into your power. You've definitely grown. You're probably even acknowledging that, you know, there's definitely a sense of, I feel good, man, I feel good, you know, about where things are, about myself. So, cool month. And not just because it's my birthday, because of this. But that's it. Let's go to September. All right, where you're at energetically, the Hangman. Trying to take a break, trying to stand still, possibly trying to revisit a situation, but just through the energies of a pause, just kind of thinking about it or looking at it from different angles. I'm just seeing that, I don't know if you were there when I mentioned that blue kind of on my eyelid here, and it's creating some sort of thing, but I put some cream on there and I'm just seeing my eyes glowing, like, and I'm like, no, it's just, there's still a little bit of something in there apparently. Anyways, and I'm like, oh, what is that? Why am I glowing in my eyes? Anyways, so yeah, trying to look at things from all sorts of angles here, possibly in particular, to this connection here. The Lovers is showing up in what you're dealing with, so there's definitely a connection at play that's very important to you. How you're dealing with it, the Nine of Wands, there's a little bit of rejection at play for you when it comes to this connection. And for the advice, the King of Pentacles. Maybe trying to focus on things that are working out, things that you've built up, still building on, and they're working for you. And it's like, yeah, maybe that's where I should focus on, not what's not working necessarily properly. You know what I mean? So let's clarify. Let me clarify the Hangman. The Sun, the Two of Cups, the King of Swords. I mean, we're back to you trying to take me to a different angle and be like, come, I want to show you something. And I'm like, what? Look how beautiful it is from this angle. Yeah, it's great. And again, it comes down to your intention and what you want for things to happen in this connection. And it is beautiful. You're showing me happiness, you're showing me love. Let me do the Lovers. The reality is far from that. The Three of Wands, the Nine of Wands, the Chariot. No, there's been distance here. Like crazy. I don't know what the hell that means. If it's... I see you at a distance from this connection. And at this point, even rejective to this. You know? The Chariot is kind of showing up in a very interesting fashion of... It's almost like I can hear it saying, and that's how it should be at this time. Things are exactly where they should be at this time. Which, you know, based on your intention for this, you would say screw that, but there is a distance here between you and this connection. Let's do the Nine of Wands. The Knight of Swords, the Hierophant, the Six of Wands. You haven't been focusing on this for quite a while, and you haven't been giving to this for quite a while. You're showing me a sense of you wanting to give to this and then rejecting that. So you're not coming in your approach towards this connection, you're not coming from the same place of let me just give and give and give and give. Not at this time. Let's do the King of Pentacles, the Emperor, the Two of Wands, the Four of Swords. It feels like you're using this time that this connection is giving you to actually focus on yourself, and it feels like it is working out. As I said previously, you're definitely stepping into your power. You're definitely growing more and more and more and more. You're starting to acknowledge that. You feel good about things. You feel good about that. But you're giving me a sense of knowing that that time is coming when eventually you're going to have to address whatever the hell is going on in this connection. If there's even anything to address anymore. And what I mean by that is in the physical, because energetically speaking, there's going to be a shit show to address here in terms of the healing you would probably have to deal with based on whatever the hell is going on here. You know what I mean? So yes, in a sense, you've been trying to avoid dealing with this, but that actually led you into a place of working on yourself, which, great. But at some point, what you've been avoiding is going to catch up with you, you know, and you're showing me you know that. So do enjoy this energy right here that I feel like you are acknowledging of self-growth. Stick with it, focus on it. Also, yeah, be aware that anytime, at any place, it could happen that the energy you've been avoiding surrounding this connection is definitely going to catch up with you. So that's it. All right, let's do October. Let's see here. What do we got? The energy of where you're at, the Page of Swords. Not a lot. You're entering this month with not a lot of stuff happening, not a lot of doing anything about it. Energetically speaking, there's a lot going on, but physically speaking, it's kind of like looking at everything and being like, yeah, you know, I'm just kind of taking it one day at a time, not doing much. what you're dealing with, the High Priestess, something that has to do with your intuition here, how you're dealing with it, the Knight of Pentacles. Again, giving me a sense of taking it easy, taking it slow. Whatever comes through, comes through. You'll deal with it as it comes. And for the advice, the Temperance card. It may feel like a stretched out month in terms of, oh my God, it's still October, you know. Because it feels like it's very, very slow. Let's clarify. Let me do the Page of Swords. The Nine of Cups, the Strength card, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, you're just kind of basking in whatever you built up until this point. You're just kind of letting it settle and just kind of being with it. You know what I mean? So it's like... I don't know what's in my throat. Not a lot happening, basically. Just feeling your feelings for the most part and just enjoying the ride. Let's do the High Priestess. Oh, the Page of Cups, the Five of Wands, the Queen of Cups. All right. You're showing me a little bit of a conflict here you may have in a particular direction of your life, and you're also showing me that you're opening up your heart to it. Like you're more gentle, you're more open to it. Whatever comes through from that direction, you're not going to treat it with, oh yeah, not really. You're just going to be like, okay, you know, let's see if we can work with it, and let's try to send love to the situation as much as possible. So, pretty nice. Let's do the Eight of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands, the Four of Swords, the Star. It's that time of the year where you need to rest, you need to recoup, I think, because it's coming through as that over and over and over again. Where it's about you. You may be, especially with that Queen of Wands there, you may be starting to do something for yourself in terms of, I don't know, starting to go to a gym, do yoga, eat better. I don't know, things like that. It's one of those, I wouldn't even call it a blah month, because it's not. It's not, you know, looking from the outside, you would say, oh yeah, it's boring. But it's not really. It's quite refreshing and quite good to just be with what is and just to do stuff for yourself. Sometimes it's needed. So, I don't know. Looks good. Even though there's not a lot happening, it looks pretty good. For the Temperance card, for the advice, you get the Five of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Swords. But you can't stand still for too long, can you? You're like, well, yeah, but you know, like, come on. I'm done here. Like, it was good for like 2 days, but like, it's too much. So you're trying to rush it a little bit, which it's not going to be possible. If the energy is like that, it's like that. You can't really rush it. You can start going against it, yeah, with your sense of excitement and your sense of, okay, you know, too much chill. But it's just you going against the energies that are available. So keep that in mind. When you get that sense of, okay, it's too much, just chill. You know, listen and feel out the energies around you, because you might need it. You might need it for a month. You might need it for 2 or 3. Who the hell knows? And I know if you're doing this for a month, I can't even imagine for 3 months. Like, I'm bored. You know, like, no, just go with the flow as much as you can. And catch yourself here when you're starting to go against the flow. That's it. All right, let's do November. Okay, so where you're at energetically, the Hierophant. This connection is coming back, huh? So definitely in your fields here, what you're dealing with, this connection, the Lovers, is coming back for you to address eventually, hopefully now, but if not later. How you're dealing with it, the Page of Cups, your heart is open to it. And advice, the Three of Swords. Now that's pain right there. I don't know what that's about, but let's clarify. Let's see what's up. Let me do the Hierophant. The Strength card, the Knight of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles. You just pulled me to the side on another angle to show me. See? I see. There's one more month after this, I swear to God, if you do it again. I think we've covered all angles that I could look at this from. I see that this is important. I see that this is meaningful. I see that you want for this to work out. Now, what's interesting about this perspective, though, this angle that you're taking me into, I don't see the love. I see the love in the connection, but I don't see it from this angle. Very interesting point here. That this angle right here doesn't have much of love. It has depth, it has passion, it has stability. I'm like, where's the love at? And then I look at the connection and I see it there, but that's why. For the lovers, you get the Hermit, the Eight of Cups, the Ace of Swords. Because you're disconnected from that part that connects you to the love for this connection. So you're disconnected from your heart here. Yes, you're feeling the connection. Yes, you're aware of it. You know what it means for you. You're pretty much with it. The main connecting wire for this connection is shut down. You know? Your heart is closed off to the connection. Not necessarily to anything else, but to the connection. And now this pain makes sense. Because if there's pain in the way, of course, your heart is going to be closed off. But I feel like you feel the need to do something about it. And being disconnected from it, you may not know what exactly you should do. For the Page of Cups, you get the Wheel of Fortune, the Chariot, the King of Wands. Yeah, you're functioning a lot under this King of Wands energy, or the Wands energy, which is a lot of passion, a lot of desire, a lot of this, that, and the other, but a lot of lacking of love. You know what I mean? There is a little bit there, but it's not enough to sustain this whole energy of, I gotta do something about it, and now let me figure out what. Let's do the Three of Swords in the advice. You get the Page of Wands again, the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles. Now that's a super balanced energy right there, and your heart belongs in it. The problem is it's covered up by pain. So this whole avoidance that you've been trying to pull around the situation has built up to this pain. This pain was already here, but trying to avoid dealing with this for such a long time, and again, who knows how long even before this year, has built up quite the painful energy there, which is covering up that part of you that connects to this connection, that heart of yours. You know, at least that side of your heart that's connected to this fully. So, did you look into that pain when I first suggested it back in January, almost a year ago? I don't think you have. I think you've been trying your best to avoid it. Which again worked out for you in the sense that you have grown, you have learned a lot. You took the opportunity of not dealing with this and doing something for yourself, which is great. But this one's not going to leave you alone until you address it, you know? And what's the best way to address it, or the best perspective? From the perspective of your heart too. Your heart's got to be involved in this, you know, when it comes time to address it. So you got to address this pain first to be removed from the way of your heart, so that your heart can connect to this, and then you'll figure it out from there. So that's it. All right, let's wrap it up with December. Okay, so the energy that you're at, the Six of Swords. I mean, you're leaving something behind here, but you're definitely heading towards better times here by the looks of it with this energy. What you're dealing with, the Chariot, it's kind of coming through as something meant to be, which I don't even know what the hell that is, but how you're dealing with it, the Two of Cups, that's love right there. And for the advice, the King of Wands. Yeah, showing up pretty confident, I'm good. All good here. Everybody's good. But good. Okay. I don't know. Let's clarify. Let's do the Six of Swords. Oh, you got 4 by mistake, but there's never mistakes. For the Six of Swords, you get the Star, the Five of Swords, the Nine of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles. You're still avoiding here. That Five of Swords gave you away. You're still avoidant of something here. For the most part, you're definitely coming through as, you know, towards the end of the year here, especially as with an energy of, I feel good. Like, I accomplished a lot and I feel good within myself. So there's definitely that. But at the same time, with the Five of Swords, you're also giving me a sense of you're still running away from something there, where it's not acknowledged completely and at least taken and being put there for the next year calendar or something, like, okay, I'm gonna deal with this. You're not there with this one. I don't know exactly what this avoidance is about, but it's still present. Not full on, but it's still there. For the Chariot, you get the King of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, the King of Cups. You're definitely showing up quite accomplished in how these energies are presenting themselves, almost like you recognizing that, man, I'm good, I feel good. And really, it's not even that you plan to be somewhere in particular at this point in time, but for where you're at, it's like, I'm freaking amazing, and I know I'll go beyond this, but for what I got right now, it's perfect, you know? From a physical perspective, material perspective, from a open heart perspective, relationships with friends, family, loved ones, whoever that is. Like, being super grateful and acknowledging where you're at this point in time, which looks pretty darn good. Let's do the Two of Cups. The Page of Cups, the Eight of Swords, the Ace of Wands. Yeah, there's still something that you're like, you know, like 99.9% of my life is covered. I'm good. There's that 0.1% that I keep on avoiding, and I kind of want to do something about it, but I'm not gonna, because I'm overthinking it still, and I'm still avoiding it. So there's that one little percentage part of my life that's not covered yet. Okay, so there is acknowledgement over at least the avoidance part. Let's do the King of Wands. You get the Ace of Cups, the High Priestess, the Ace of Pentacles. You're ending the year on a high note. Pretty nice. Your energy is spectacular here. Your intuition is on point. The energy you put out to others around you is friggin' amazing. So, pretty nice energies here. There's just that one little thing that you keep on avoiding, and you're gonna end the year with that still being at play, where you're avoiding that little something. But that's it. All right, let's pull a oracle card for the year as well from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. And this one goes with you for the whole entire year as a reminder. There it is. The Circle. Okay. See what that is. All right. The essence, unification, interconnectedness, and a sense of continuum is what this card implies. The circle reminds us we are all one, dancers in a unified, continuous, inclusive circle. This card reminds us of the cycles of life and the evolving self, ever-changing and always connected. Human, spirit, nature, the cosmos, all intrinsically connected. The invitation. When the circle appears, it reminds you that you are connected to everything and everyone, including to spirit. Spirit's essence beats in your heart and inspires you to co-create your world, knowing that you count, that you have purpose in this world. Imagine even a smile to a stranger can change the course of a life. When the circle invites you to dance in the sacred steps of life, know that your work, your love, your service brings greater value than you can know. Stay the course, keep dancing, and all will be well. The medicine. When the circle comes as your medicine, you're meant to come to an understanding of the importance of decay and letting go, the importance of dying to an old form and being reborn anew. If you are faced with the challenges of loss or disappointment, remember this: in the circle of life, nothing is ever wasted. Love will seek itself again, prosperity will come from a new idea or opportunity, and spirit always waits for you to find your place in the dance again. You got quite the big energies on your shoulders this year, but yeah. Anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.